Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Dani and today I'm gonna do the end of the year book tag. This tag was created by Ariel Bassetti. I'm gonna link her in this description. And this is just a few questions getting into the end of the year to see what's left, how it's going, and plans for next year. So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? I am in the middle of, I think, 5 books right now, which is not common for me. But I'm reading Dune. I'm like 100 and something pages into it, and I have to finish it by October. I am also reading The Invisible Life of Ed La Rue, which I'm 200 and something pages in it right now, but I'm hoping to finish it like in the next few days. I'm also listening to the audiobook of the original, written by Brandon Sanderson and Mary Robinette Kowal, which is a very short novella, but I haven't listened a lot to audiobooks lately, so that's why I haven't finished it yet. But the next few times I stop to re-listen to an audiobook, I should finish that one. I also started This Lie Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher, which is in my October TBR, so I should finish it in October. I don't know why I started this many books. I was reading that one and Dune, and then Ed La Rue arrived, so that's what's happening. And I'm also reading one book in French that, if you see my Goodreads, it's going to be there for a long time because I read it very slowly and I haven't had time to study so much this past few weeks because of work, but I do want to finish that book at some point. But it's going very, very slowly because I'm studying it as I go. So yeah, all those books are started in this year and I still need to finish them, except for the French book, which I'm not going to finish this year, most likely. So it's going to go to next year. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I think without even realizing, I did this transition very well with Horrid by Katrina Leno. I don't have one book that I read every year to transition to a new season, but I read Horrid in the end of September, beginning of October, and it was just the perfect transition. This is like so spooky and it's so weird, and I don't know, it's just the perfect book for the end of the year, for the fall season, and I loved it so much. And after this one, I was just like really in the mood to read all the thrillers. If you haven't seen me showing this book before, this is the Aucrate reversible dust jacket, and I love it so much. So I always leave it here, but the main cover of this book is also so cool. But this really was the perfect book to get to the spooky season. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? We all know by this point, I'm still waiting for Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend. It's the third book in the Nevermore series. It comes out in US and Canada in the end of October. I ordered the Al Craig Jr. special box, and it's probably not gonna be here by release date, and I'm just going to have to be patient. The fourth question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, first one, Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. The third one in the Mistborn trilogy. I need to finish the series. I'm so curious to see what happens, and I do want to read it by the end of the year. Second, I'm not going to put Hollowpox on this list because I already mentioned it, but the second one would be A Darker Shade of Magic by V. Schwab. I made a commitment to myself that I was going to at least start the series by the end of the year. So I do want to read the first book in the trilogy. And third, there are a lot of books that I want to read by the end of the year, but thinking of like books that I really, really will prioritize over everything, I don't know. I need to finish Dune, but I already started that one. I do want to read the next 2 in the Full Metal series. The 10th one I think is already out, and the 11th comes out in November or something like that. So I will have at least 1 or 2 more of these to read this year. So let's go with that. The next question is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I think maybe Hero of Ages could, if it's better than The Final Empire. It could take this spot, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't even know. I've read some really great books this year, and I don't know yet which was my favorite book of the whole year. So definitely another one could take the spot, but I think like The Final Empire is high up there on that list. So if Hero of Ages is even better, it could take the spot. And the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? And I have, but I can't tell you. First of all, because it's a Christmas surprise. And second of all, because I don't know what those plans are yet, because it's also a surprise for me. So do subscribe if you want to see what I'm talking about, because I have a very cool video planned for December, and I'm so excited about it, and that's going to help me define my reading plans for 2021. So those are all the questions. Let me know if you have done this tag for this year yet, or what would be your answers for these questions if you haven't, because I'm very curious to see what people are still wanting to read by the end of the year. And remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye!